If you can't take heat, don't stand next to fire. Attack and release, never get tired. If you constantly stand next to fire, step back and release. Release, release, release.
Wha Gwaan Munchy.
Munchy, what we tell him?
I hear me, Miss Munchy. Keeping it locked with Munchy.
Miss Munch, are you run the thing so watch out now?
You know me, I say Munchy.
Yell up Munchy.
Wha Gwaan Munchy.
Reggaeville family, welcome to a brand new episode of Wha Gwaan Munchy, and this one is coming to you from the capital city, the big bad Berlin, because we got an invitation from a good brethren of mine, Dominic Jahcoustix. Thanks for inviting Reggaeville to you here in Berlin. How you feeling?
Feeling very nice. Hey Munchy, I'm feeling very nice. We're at Yaam in Berlin, which is like a very nice place to do an interview like this, so I'm very happy we gathered together to talk a little bit.
Very nice. We have the sand, we have the beach, we have the Spree, the river, everything. Nice location you picked. And it's a very special occasion that we got together because you have a new record. Yeah. Seriously Positive. That is the title. Very interesting wordplay. Why did you name it like that?
Well, because I think, reggae music for me is a music that generally transports a very positive vibe. But if you start going in depth with what is transported lyric-wise, it's very serious music. And we're all people, I consider myself an artist who picks up serious topics that I sing about, that I write about. So I thought, especially in these times that we're going through at the moment, politically especially, it's a time where you have to be seriously positive. Because if you're not seriously positive, you're going to lose hope. And that's why I chose this album to make myself aware and to shout out this message for the people to be serious about what is happening, but not to lose their faith and their idealism, their positivity, not to lose hope in these times.
Definitely, I appreciate that. We will talk about the record more in depth, but at the same time, of course, this is Wha Gwaan Munchy, so we don't want to miss out that others also put out excellent records these days, and I picked two that I really want to big up because these are very great albums. Alborosie put out Freedom Fyah, and Everlasting is the new album from Raging Fyah. So if you get the chance, of course, check out Seriously Positive and also check out Raging Fyah and Alborosie's new works. And in the meantime, you can also still watch Icon featuring Raging Fyah, Pass It On.
We have to pass on the love and the knowledge. Be true to the roots and stay grounded. Jah for sure is our backage. And we not come with no slackage. The roots give trees, the trees give fruit. So keep your culture and step out in your future. Sharing is a most and knowledge come first. So we pass it on to the younger generation. Pass it on.
Icon and Raging Fyah.
Pass it on.
Raging Fyah and Icon, Pass It On from the same name album. And speaking of albums, we're still here with Jahcoustix and his new record, Seriously Positive.
Yeah.
Once again, was produced with Irievibrations Records and Cyrix, the producer.
Yeah.
And you've already worked together for Frequency. How is it working with him? What do you appreciate about him? And I would say, I think he might be a bit strict. Is he very determined? Does he know exactly what he wants, or is it a mutual working process?
You are as a singer working with Cyrix, you're not allowed to have an opinion. No, no. It's ever since we met, we had basically just a good vibe, which is the most important thing between people working together. And like you said, working on the album Frequency was a very fruitful collaboration. We just had a good time. Cyrix is like you said, he's a very determined, focused producer. He's very honest, which is very important. But he will always leave space for the artist to evolve. and that's also something which is very important. So, and the process of recording Seriously Positive was like Frequency, but it was even better than recording Frequency, because somehow everything just melted. It was like a clockwork. Everything worked without pressure. There was like no situation that you would feel like, oh fuck, there are like some obstacles in the way that you have to overcome, which happens during album productions. So in this case, it was just a very, very smooth ride, which was very nice.
For Frequency, you traveled to Jamaica also together with Irie, with Mickey and Marcus, and I think also to get some inspiration and also to write together. So where did you find inspiration for this record now, and what inspired the lyrics and your working process?
Well, basically, let's say everything that happened after Frequency is a part of the inspiration. You know, I was living in Munich before I changed scenery. I moved to Berlin 1.5 years ago, which was a big change. Of course, you get like into a new surrounding. Of course, I know a lot of people in Berlin. I have a lot of friends here, but still it's different if you move to a different city. So all these experiences that I've made since Frequency play a role on Seriously Positive. So you have like very personal songs going into songs that reflect my view on the world, which has happened in the last which has been happening in the last 3-4 years. And as we all know, a lot of things have happened in the last 3-4 years. And so all these things left their traces on the album. Also, like I said in the beginning, that's why it's called Seriously Positive, because it also has like a lot of serious topics that I talk about.
Developments and sort of that thing as well, right? Seeing, but it's not all that serious, because with the album production process, you released some videos which are hilarious, and I hope you guys watch them as yet on the quest to find the U47 microphone and stuff. Was it really that funny actually in the studio? When the camera was turned off, was it still the same vibe that we can see on camera there?
You know, the thing is, I did everything with my cell phone.
Okay.
You know, so it was like Jahcoustix's own production, more or less. And I think like what these videos transport is like a very intuitive, very open, funny attitude. And I think it's very important to it's like a kind of a paradox to actually not think too much when you're doing this music, when you're like recording the album, even when you're writing the lyrics. Sometimes when you think too much, you kind of confuse yourself. And I think laughing with people and having like an easy vibe always opens up everything. You know, it makes things more easy, you know, and that's exactly the same thing. I think sometimes look at like satire, or like the way comedians use political subjects to transport a very serious message. They'll use like funny things to transport that message. And I mean, I'm not a comedian, and like Seriously Positive is not like a comedy album where I make fun of these things in order to transport the serious message. But generally, like the whole process of Seriously Positive was like these videos resemble quite exactly the vibe that we were having. And especially the search for the U47 microphone it was like kind of like we tried to make like a funny film in a way, you know? So it was a lot of fun.
So in case you never watched the videos as yet, like the quest to find the U47 microphone and other hilarious things, like Dominic playing the drums and other great stuff, you can
I
still...
always wanted to become a drummer, by the way.
Yeah, well,
Didn't work.
Obviously, sorry for you. He's not too bad though. But I mean, watch yourself. The videos are still online. You can find them on your Facebook.
Yeah, we will repost them like in the process. Shortly before the album is going to be released, we're going to be posting these videos again, so you can check it out.
So you will not miss a thing. But of course, at the same time, if you want to watch some music videos, of course, we always have them on our Reggaeville YouTube channel, so you can subscribe to that, so you always stay up to date. We premiere almost every day a new video, and for this time, I would like to give you want to watch some Irie Souljah featuring Jazzy Royal with me?
Of course.
Yeah.
Tune in.
Day by day, them walking in the wrong way. Day by day, oh yeah, the judge and children rise.
Come on, let's give those big fish a surprise.
Get your youth to rise.
Won't you recognize your power, recognize your power?
My children rise up.
Let's give those big fish a surprise.
Jaja children rise, rise, rise. Hey, yeah.
Jaja Children Rise Up, Irie Souljah featuring Jazzy Royal, brand new video. And we're still here at the beautiful Yaam in Berlin with Jahcoustix and his brand new record. We spoke about the little videos already, and another thing I realized in the videos is that a lot of familiar faces played instruments for the records. Who, apart from Irievibrations, was part of this project?
Well, like the drum and bass was recorded by The Magic Touch, which is a band from Berlin which plays like with a lot of, they're more like actually more from the rock steady ska kind of thing, playing with Bitty McLean, a lot of living legends like more elder singers. The keyboards were played by my very good friend Polenzi, who plays keyboards for Gentleman. The lead guitar was played by my former lead guitarist from back in the W's neighborhood days, Souljah. I did the rhythm guitars, and basically then we had like a brass section which was out of the Irievibrations camp. Exactly, and on top of that we have Uwe Banton as a guest on the album, and also Aqua Beka, like who is also known like Midnight, whom I appreciate very much, which is a very great honor to have him on the album. And yeah, so that was basically then like the whole rounding up, the whole mix and everything we did in Vienna. Yeah.
But speaking of that, Uli was part of your former band, and so was Polle, basically. He was also your keyboarder back in the W's neighborhood days. Was it kind of going back to the roots, or how was it working with them again, like after all these years now?
Well, like the connection never broke, so we like besides like doing these studio recordings, I always do sessions with Polle. I was always in contact with Souljah, playing like acoustic shows with him, like accompanying me with a second guitar. So, but I just thought maybe in a way it is maybe going a bit back to the roots, because like also the approach of Seriously Positive is like a very roots. We try to go very analog. We did everything like drum and bass was recorded on tape, for instance, which like is not the contemporary way of recording drum and bass. So the keyboard we were recording like with a real Hammond B3, which you can also see on the making of videos.
Exactly,
where Polenzi would always like fall asleep. No. No, so the approach, like I said before, like the whole approach was like a very unceremonious approach. There was no pressure. Everybody was just having fun doing it, and we had like a very open mind, a very free mind, and I think you can hear it on the album too. And like also, which is like something I've never done before, I voiced like the whole album on one day. This is nothing that I'm not saying this because I'm proud of having done that, because I mean, when you play a tour, you sing 2.5 hours every night, so in one piece. But what I mean with saying that is that it's just like you always have a certain relationship to your own album, right? And if you have that kind of relationship that everything just went smooth, you go to the studio, you just sing all the songs in one day, you listen to them the next day and you think, all right, cool, it worked out. And then it's something which just feels good. Like the relationship I have to this album is just a very pure one.
Sounds very interesting, because that could reflect the kind of vibe that you had with the album. Just, okay, so I feel good with it, I've done it, it's like an effortless thing, doing it in one day because this is just the right thing to do, and then I can make my peace with it. Exactly. It's great. Exactly. And you mentioned it, Vaughn Benjamin is part of the project also in a combination. How did that come about, and how was reasoning also apart from doing the music with him?
Well, to be honest, I didn't meet him in person for this recording. I met him like couple of times, like on festivals over the last years, and like the first time I met him was actually in Sweden at the what was the name of the festival? Uppsala Festival, exactly, thank you. And we just met, and you know how it is when you meet somebody, either you have a frequency or not, and we had like a straight frequency, and so we met, and then it just came to pass, that this song, What Makes a Man Leave Home, I was just thinking, man, I would love to do a song with Midnight. So we asked him, and he remembered me, and he said, yo, cool. Nice. Of course, I would love to be a part of the song. And so we did it, and then it happened. And I hope that I can meet him soon, come to just big him up and, and tell him how much I appreciate to have a song with him,
And speaking of meeting people in person, you're gonna take the record to the people live as well, to the audience, because you're gonna be playing live. Where can people catch you this summer? Give me some spots where you're gonna be at.
Well, I'm gonna be playing some spots. Like I'll be playing Reggae Jam. I'll be playing Rotterdam. I'll be playing in Poland. I'll be playing in Portugal. So the easiest thing is to just maybe check online. All the dates are there. It's a full summer, fully loaded with a lot of shows, which I'm very happy about, which I appreciate very much. And then in autumn time, we will do like an official club release tour, which will probably focus more on Germany, Austria, and Switzerland for first. And then we'll see how the album goes. Maybe other things will come down, and other promoters will say, "Yo, come here, play a show," and I'll say, "All right, I'm coming."
So you can look out for Jahcoustix, and if you want the full festival schedule, the people can check out the Festiville, which will be coming at the people for free, of course, digital, very, very soon. So stay tuned to that on Reggaeville, where you have all the festivals, interviews as well, reviews, and so forth. So we're going to give that to the people, and we're going to give it to you as well in a printed edition for free as well at Summerjam. So Summerjam weekend, the 1st to the 3rd of July in Cologne. If you be there, look out for us. We have the printed copies. And of course, you can check out there as well people like Ky-Mani Marley with Ganjaman together. We're going to have Sean Paul, and we're also going to have once more Big Bad Papa Alborosie. Alborosie is going to be at Summerjam, so will a whole lot of more artists. And of course, on festivals like Rotterdam and Reggae Jam, you can check Jahcoustix with the Seriously Positive, the new album. Thank you very much, sir, for joining me on Wha Gwaan Munchy.
It's always a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you very much, Munchy. I appreciate it.
And shortly before we end this one, there is another record out, and it's a madness that we have not mentioned it as yet, because it's very obvious, not for you, but for us, because the person who did the record is actually the person who is behind the camera. So I have to invite someone.
Okay, let's do something first.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, get ready. Okay, so
Mad.
we're gonna.
Yes, people. This is Steve. This is Ganjaman with his new record, the Sinnphonie. Thank you for doing camera for us, first of all.
Always, it's a pleasure. I'm always there.
We loved it, and I love the new record. You really have to
Thanks
big
so
up
much.
for the lyrics. Even if you don't understand German, I must say also for the production musically. Great, great, great record. So please, everybody, check out the Sinnphonie, just like Seriously Positive, if you want to do something good for yourself, because it's wonderful music.
Thanks, Munchy.
Thank you so much, Steve. Big up yourself, and I leave the last words to you and the Reggaeville family.
Be blessed out there. Check Reggaeville on a daily level, on a minutely level, and all the best. Be blessed.
Wha Gwaan Munchy.
Munchy is kind of like, she's kind of
Tune
losing it
in.
right now.
Kind of losing it. It's not happening.